We continue our reading of Bhagavad Gita, chapter 15.19. Yo mam evam asammuddho janati purushottamam sa sarva vidbhajati mam sarva bhavena bharata. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Whoever knows me as the Supreme Personality of Godhead without doubting is the knower of everything. He therefore engages himself in full devotional service to me, O son of Bharat. So here, without doubting, Krishna is saying, one who knows me as the Supreme Lord without doubting. So we usually have so many doubts because there are so many anarthas in our heart. You know, there are desires, there's desire for liberation, there's so many material desires for fruitive action, there's so much envy and laziness, all that, so many things are there. So we doubt who's the Supreme Lord. We doubt Krishna as he's the Supreme Lord. So we should try to remove these doubts. Try to remove these doubts, hearing more, chanting, hearing and chanting very attentively, asking questions, try to remove this doubt. And then what happens? When everything becomes clear, the more we chant attentively, hearing ourselves by chanting, the more our doubts are cleared. And then what happens when our doubts are clear? Then we can engage ourselves in full devotional service to Krishna. So the process is given here. There are many philosophical speculations about the constitutional position of the living entities and the supreme absolute truth. Now, in this verse, the Supreme Personality of Godhead clearly explains that anyone who knows Lord Krishna to be the Supreme Person is actually the knower of everything. We try to know, we try to get knowledge. We feel, oh, if I don't read the news, I will not have knowledge. People will think I'm so dumb. Or if I don't study my graduate and master's and all that, people will think I'm so dumb, I don't know anything. Or if I don't join a particular group, I will not know what's happening. Then people will say, I don't know anything. But here, how is it that a person can know everything? Is that when one knows that Krishna is the Supreme Lord, means we know that's a perfection of knowledge. And then to behave in that way. We know it and then we acting in Bhakti Yoga. Then that is perfection of knowledge. The imperfect knower goes on simply speculating about the absolute truth. But the perfect knower, without wasting his valuable time, engages directly in Krishna consciousness, the devotional service of the Supreme Lord. Throughout the whole of Bhagavad Gita, this fact is being stressed at every step. And still there are so many stubborn commentators on Bhagavad Gita who consider the supreme absolute truth and the living entities to be one and the same. So many people, they comment on the Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita is actually the song of God, but they want to use Krishna's name and then write their own song. And then in that song, then they comment on Bhagavad Gita saying that, oh, Krishna is not God, we are all God, and then everything is light, we are all light, and everything is one big blob of light. But these commentators are not authorized. They do not actually know Krishna. It's just mentally speculating. They are twisting what Krishna is saying. Krishna is clearly saying, speaking so clearly in Bhagavad Gita, and that's the reason Bhagavad Gita should be heard from a devotee, a pure devotee who can give us the correct meaning, correct translation of what Krishna is saying. Srila Prabhupada has translated the Bhagavad Gita verbatim, word to word, what Krishna is saying. He does not put any of his own his own mental speculation. Vedic knowledge is called Shruti, learning by oral reception. One should actually receive the message from authorities like Krishna and his representatives. Here, Krishna distinguishes everything very nicely, and one should hear from this source. Simply to hear like the hogs is not sufficient. One must be able to understand from the authorities. So Vedic knowledge, we are we are receiving by hearing. It's only Vyasadev that started recording it in Kali Yuga. Before, it was always by the spiritual master would speak it, and the disciples would hear it. Now, because they knew, Vyasadev knew our memories in Kali Yuga is going to be so short, so he recorded it for us, he wrote it down, because just by once hearing, we can't remember it. But still, we should attempt to hear. It's very important. Reading is also hearing, but it should be from authorities like Krishna and his representative. We should not hear from people who are not authorized, people who don't know Krishna, who don't know God. If we are trying to hear from a person who does not know about God himself, even though he's claiming to, then how can he explain to us who is God? If a person himself doesn't know who is he, how can he tell us who we are? If a person doesn't know how to get out of the birth and death, how can he tell us how to get out of birth and death? You know, for example, if I have a disease, I have to go to a doctor. I can't go to some lay person. I can't go to somebody who's not a doctor and tell him, please cure me. No, I have to go to a doctor. I have to go to the hospital if I have a material disease. So same way, we want to understand about ourselves. We want to understand who's God. We want to understand who's the absolute truth. We should hear it from the authority. And that also, we should not just hear, but we should not just hear just for the sake of like listening, but we should try to understand it. Try to understand. It's not that one should simply speculate academically. One should submissively hear from Bhagavad Gita that these living entities are always subordinate to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So whatever we are hearing from the authorities, from Bhagavad Gita, from Srimad Bhagavatam, instead of challenging it, we should try to understand. Let me try to understand what is being spoken. Anyone who is able to understand this, according to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, knows the purpose of the Vedas. No one else knows the purpose of the Vedas. You see, because when we have the intention, okay, let me try to understand, we are opening our hearts. We are opening up our minds. But if we have the attitude, oh, whatever is being said is wrong and I'm not going to believe it, then we are shutting ourselves out from this greatest gift. So, but just opening our hearts, let me try to understand what is being said. The word bhajati is very significant. In many places, the word bhajati is expressed in relationship with the service of the Supreme Lord. If a person is engaged in full Krishna consciousness in the devotional service of the Lord, it is to be understood that he has understood all the Vedic knowledge. So anybody who is engaging in bhakti yoga, which begins with hearing and chanting the Hare Krishna mantra, hearing from Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, means he has understood all the Vedas. In the Vaishnava Parampara, it is said that if one is engaged in the devotional service of Krishna, then there is no need for any other spiritual process for understanding the supreme absolute truth. He has already come to the point because he is engaged in the devotional service of the Lord. So there is nothing else for us to do except to engage in bhakti yoga, except to do a devotional service. We don't need to do anything else. We do not need to speculate. We do not need to do very, very difficult charities, penances, austerities. No, we just engage in bhakti yoga. So doing everything for the pleasure of God, hearing, chanting, worshiping the deity, giving charity related to Krishna, doing penance related to Krishna, fasting on special days of Krishna. He has ended all preliminary processes of understanding. But if anyone, after speculating for hundreds of thousands of lives, does not come to the point that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and that one has to surrender there, all his speculation for so many years and lives is a useless waste of time. So if we go on speculating who's God, maybe this one is God, maybe I am God, maybe everyone's God, maybe we are a blob of light, we can go on speculating. But it can be millions and millions of lives. Only till we don't come to the point of surrendering to Krishna, all what we are doing is a waste of time. Our endeavor to find the absolute truth is a waste of time, because we cannot understand the absolute truth just by mental speculation, by thinking whatever we want to think. We can't. So we have to come to the point that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And when we come to that point, what we do? We surrender to him. We begin the process of Bhakti Yoga. We begin hearing and chanting about him. And that's the perfection of our life. Is that okay?
Yes, I think the problem is that everybody is spiritual in India, but they don't know the base. Because even in our house, we were taught from the very beginning, like how to pray, how to offer the praise, how to offer the diya. But we were not told that he is the Supreme Lord and these are the demigods. And you know, like how the base is that for the material, we should approach to him, but what is the purpose? So that is not told, though we are told that yes, pray to God. He is the protector, he's the giver, he's the ultimate, like everybody knows that yes, the God is the, but still there are confusions that we don't know, like we are not taught from the very beginning the base, though it is there. So I feel really sad for myself or for all of us, because though we had something, but we were not still, if we knew from that, we could have been a little more ahead in life.
Yes, it's true what you're saying. Because in India, the impersonalism is too widespread. Everybody says God is light, demigods are God, everybody is one. It's all impersonalist philosophy. And it's really, really sad. It's really sad because um, like it's just misrepresenting, as you're saying, you know. It's true. But we are really fortunate to have come in contact with Srila Prabhupada, with his devotees, you know. So at least now we are able to understand what it is. And now that we understand, we should share this knowledge with others who are being misguided.
Absolutely. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, it's true. I agree that we didn't know. And if we would have known, we would have been doing much more bhakti, you know, from the beginning. We did waste our time. It's true what you're saying. But still, we are very fortunate. Somehow or the other, we've gotten the mercy of Srila Prabhupada. He's a pure devotee, somehow or the other, you know. And now it is up to us to give this knowledge to others who are being misguided. It's up to each and every one of us. That's why Lord Chaitanya says, right? Yare dekha tare kaha Krishna upadesh. And he says that anyone and everyone who's born in the land of Bharatvarsh, it is their responsibility, it is their duty to teach others about Krishna. Give them the highest benefit. Tell them what is the truth. So we should learn ourselves, engage in bhakti yoga ourselves, and encourage others, speak to others about it. Whether they take it up or no, it is their, then it is their will. But we should at least inform them. We can't force anybody. Everybody has their own independent choice, but we inform. Yare dekha tare kaha Krishna upadesh.
Thank you. It's
Thank,
beautiful. Yeah, thank you.
thank you so much. श्रीमद् भागवत गीता की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय, गौर भक्तवृंद की जय. Hari Hari Bol. Thank you so much for joining in. Take care, everybody.